back, everyone. Gary Shapiro with Kyle Dyer bringing you up to date on an apparent shooting at Columbine High School in Jefferson.
Latest numbers show that 18 young people have been injured.
Not heard if police have been able to establish any kind of contact.
And as you can see, there's another police car
one of two suspects arrested in black trench coats with black masks.
That's Columbine High School right down below you. A shooting this morning just before noontime.
Behind here, they just put on their full body armor.
A couple hundred more, and there are some of them right there.
Move as fast as you
People that are inside the school may be getting out of the school. Maybe.
Again, strongly urge that you do not come here.
Wow, that brings back memories. Welcome back to DBL. Tomorrow marks 20 years since these 12 students and one teacher lost their lives at Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado. The horrific events of that day forever etched in the minds of every survivor. We recently sat down with 3 former students to hear how the events of April 20th, 1999 changed their life paths and how they eventually turned their tragedy into triumph. Here are their amazing stories.
My wounds are invisible.
I wasn't sleeping.
I still hurt.
I couldn't go anywhere by myself.
Sleeping in between my parents.
I feel guilt.
Really, I lost my innocence.
I feel anger. I feel sadness. I feel all this stuff. My name is Amy Over, and I was a senior at Columbine High School in 1999.
My name is Heather Martin, and I was a senior at Columbine High School in 1999.
My name is Missy Mendo, and I was a freshman at Columbine High School in 1999. When I first heard the gunshots, I was in math class.
I was in choir class.
When I first heard the gunshots, I was in the cafeteria.
I remember just standing up thinking, it's a fire drill, you know, stand up and go stand in line.
One of the students came running back upstairs from downstairs and said, someone has a gun downstairs and they're shooting.
Somebody yelled down the hallway, they have guns, get out of here, and nobody started filing in single file anymore, and everybody just started running.
And then the gunfire erupted outside the door, and it was just boom, and so just most everybody ran, because there were 2 exits out of the choir room.
My basketball coach, Dave Sanders, was down there, and he told us to get away from the windows. So I went underneath a table.
And then I heard a teacher say, they're coming up the stairs, you have to hide.
And when he told us to run is when I ran out one of the front entrance ways to the cafeteria.
There were 60 of us in there, and we barricaded ourselves in there for 3 hours until the SWAT team came.
That's the last time I saw him. I remember as I was running out, he was running upstairs to tell people, so.
The first real emotion that I remember feeling is anger.
I mean, I worked out, I worked, I did everything that you should do, you know, like a normal person, but it didn't feel normal.
Really angry at people talking about it like they knew, and the media being everywhere.
Something that I was diagnosed with after it happened was insomnia.
I tried to bury it away for so long that it eventually comes out and rears its ugly head.
If I am stressed out about something, if I have a deadline for work, if there's an important event coming up, more than likely the night before I am not sleeping.
I remember the feelings of isolation.
I would drink a lot. I would cope drinking. I would party until I blacked out sometimes.
Like nobody understood what I had gone through. Like my experience was so different.
My therapy didn't start really until my daughter went to school, is when I started having panic attacks. And that's when I decided to go and get some serious help for my trauma.
The Rebels Project, named after the Columbine Rebels, the mascot, we started it after the Aurora Theater shooting in 2012.
We're kind of like the AA for mass shooting survivors and mass trauma survivors.
We knew what it was like to feel so isolated and not have anyone to talk to, and we thought, what can we do to help? Because everybody wants to help in the aftermath of these.
I want people to remember that a community presence is such a strong thing, and what you do within your community can really have a positive effect in the long term for survivors.
Recovery is not linear. It's up and down, and there is no timeline.
You can let them know that you're personally there for them. It's really, really helped change my life for the positive.
It's nothing like it to hug another survivor. they just get it. Yeah.
It's been 20 years since Columbine, and I am still affected by it. And I am also happy to help others. So in turn, a sadness has started to become light, but it still deeply affects me 20 years later.
It's been 20 years since Columbine, and I went back to school and got my English degree, and now I'm a teacher. I am resilient, I am compassionate, and I am so happy with the person that I've become as a result of my struggles after Columbine.
It's been 20 years since Columbine, and I am a warrior. I am a survivor. I am a mother, a wife. I'm a fighter. We say at Columbine, we are Columbine.
We are Columbine, and instead of having that have such a negative connotation and have people think of that awful day, like, I want them to think of us as resilient.
Resilient you are. The April edition of 5280 magazine has devoted its entire issue to Columbine. In it, they dive into topics such as mental health care, law enforcement response, and campus security. We also want to thank the Rebels Project for allowing us into their homes to hear their stories. If you want to learn more about this nonprofit, please visit therebelsproject.org.